What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will back with another video. And today, we get into another interesting video topic. Now, today I wanted to bring up a question and present it to you guys. Do you guys feel like the Cleveland Browns are fully capable with all their injuries and everything that they have been through and all the losses they have taken this year? Or are the Browns fully capable of making a deep playoff run? Is it delusional? Is it far-fetched for a Browns fan or for somebody to realistically think a Cleveland Browns team, well, with all the injuries that they do have and they still dealing with, and the 23% of their players that's on IR, do you feel like it's reasonable to expect and to think the Browns are capable of making a deep playoff push? Today, I'm going to discuss and we're going to talk about it. I feel like with the Browns making a deep playoff push, it consists on a couple of different key factors that's really important and that's going to be essential. I feel like the biggest thing to have this conversation, we got to take the names off the back of the jerseys. Got to take the names off the back of the jerseys. And the first thing that's going to come down to what's going to be the key factors of this Browns team and the way it's constructed, making a big playoff push. For one, that defense. The defense is going to be front and center if this Cleveland Browns team makes a playoff run. The defense got to be locked in. Got to be. They're going to be on the road. Unless Miami beats the Chiefs, which is possible. Unless Miami beats the Chiefs and then beats the Baltimore Ravens, which I don't see happen, this Cleveland Browns team is going to be on the road. And so it's probably a 90% chance that they're not going to have a home playoff game. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the Cleveland Browns has been known for throughout the year not being the best road defense, not having that same level of intensity that they can have on the road versus at home. Playing in Cleveland, and I go to a lot of the games, so I personally know that it's extremely loud, and the advantage that the crowd gives and pumps up the defense, they're not going to have that anymore. So they're going to have to be able to go out there and play without that home field advantage. Now, do you think that the Browns is capable of that? I personally do. I seen this Cleveland Browns team put it together. They had a couple of good playoff games, not playoff games, but the defense had a couple of good road games. At Pittsburgh, at Baltimore, you can really say at the Texans, but they're playing Case Keenum. But they have shown the ability to lock and shut teams down. I don't think it's like a night and day difference. I did have my problems and I did have my concerns at the start of the season, not the start, but during like the middle of the season when we were kind of going through like that DTR phase, if this Cleveland Browns in that PJ Walker phase, if this defense is going to be able to show up in playoff games on the road. I don't think that's that much of a problem or much of an issue. And the reason why is, for one, the talent level of this defense is it's off the charts. You got a whole bunch of guys that's having breakout years. You got Martin Emerson having a breakout year. Denzel Ward having a bounce back year. Myles Garrett having another prime Myles Garrett year. JOK having a breakout year. Grant Delpit having a breakout year. So those guys, and hopefully those guys are all healthy for the game, but those guys are going to be essential into the playoff run. And that's going to be that's the main piece and the main juice of it. The next part is coaching. Do you trust Kevin Stefanski in the playoffs? Do you trust Kevin Stefanski in big games? Do you trust Kevin Stefanski? Your trust, my trust, and everybody else's trust for Kevin Stefanski is going to be tested because his coaching is going to be essential to the Browns making a deep playoff run. His play calling, his controversial play calling is going to be essential to the Browns making a deep playoff run. Does Kevin Stefanski, two-time coach of the year, by the way, does he have what it takes to properly call plays to help his offense create points in hostile road environments? Excuse me. That's going to be something that's going to be severely talked about, and it's going to be either the reason we lose or in large part for the reason that the Cleveland Browns are successful in the playoffs. Kevin Stefanski. Not just Kevin Stefanski, Jim Schwartz getting his defense ready. Bubba Ventrone getting his special teams unit ready. The playoffs is very, very important. We shouldn't have no kick returns. Shouldn't have no points returned, no muff punts. That shit can't happen in the playoffs. That shit can't happen. So coaching and the defense is going to be very essential. Very essential. We also need our key players to step up. Amari Cooper, David Njoku. We're going to need those guys to step up and to continue to play at the level they've been playing at these last 5 weeks. Myles Garrett, we're going to need you to go step it up. We're going to need Myles Garrett to get some sacks. I know he's been getting held, but he needs a sack. Hasn't had a sack in a minute. We need Myles Garrett to make a play. We need Denzel Ward to make a play. We need our star players to make plays. That's going to be another very essential part to it. And last but not least, it's going to come down to quarterback play. Do you trust Joe Flacco? Will Joe Flacco age come back and bite us and haunt us? Do you trust Joe Flacco on the road? Do you trust Joe Flacco in the fourth quarter? Do you trust Joe Flacco to not turn the ball over? Because it's the playoffs. You need to have everything together. You need to have everything online. You need to have everything ready. Joe Flacco is going to have to play at that level he's been playing at if the Browns want to do anything. You probably could get away with it with a bad Joe Flacco game once. Unless the defense is playing at an absolute unreal level, you could probably get away with a bad Joe Flacco game once. Joe Flacco got to bring his A game like he's been bringing his A game. We can't have a massive drop off and dip because he's going to have to. First round, CJ Stroud is no joke. CJ Stroud can ball. CJ Stroud is one of the ones. CJ Stroud is the top 10 quarterback in this league. Joe Flacco, you got to be able to keep up with that. Second round, we're going to get Pat Mahomes, Tua Tagovailoa. No, we're not going to get Tua. We'll get Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Lamar. Second round. Well, I think it actually, because if we're the fourth and the fifth, if the Dolphins beat the Chiefs, they'll play the Ravens, and we'll go play the Bills. But if the Chiefs beat the Dolphins, let's Pittsburgh win. If the Chiefs beats the Dolphins, I don't think Pittsburgh will win. But if Pittsburgh wins, then in that scenario, we'll play the Bills. Well, we'll play the Chiefs, the winner of the Chiefs versus Dolphins. But long story short, what I'm getting at is you're going to have to play a quarterback. You already got dealt with CJ Stroud. You're going to have to get dealt either Pat Mahomes, and you're most likely, either Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Lamar Jackson. The most likely scenario is probably either you're going to have to play the Baltimore Ravens or you're going to have to play the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills got Josh Allen playing at a good level. He turns the ball over a lot, but he's playing at a good level. Or you're going to have to play the MVP. On the road. Joe Flacco is going to have to step up. He's going to have to be able to at least not make the gap significant. We're going to need about 3 good games, three or 4 good games out of Joe Flacco to win the Super Bowl. 3 to 4 good games out of Joe Flacco. It's only a couple of times we're going to be able to get it. It may be once. We may have one. We can maybe afford one bad Joe Flacco game. So that's going to be very essential and very important. We're going to also need our offensive line to step it up. Got a lot of backups. We're going to need them to keep their stuff together. We're going to need Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt. But the biggest thing and the biggest steps that the Cleveland Browns is going to have to make, and the biggest guys that's going to have to step up, is going to be that defense, Kevin Stefanski, and last but certainly not least, Joe Flacco. If you could say confidently that you trust Joe Flacco, you trust Kevin Stefanski, and you trust Myles Garrett in that defense, then you should trust this Cleveland Browns team to make a deep playoff run. I trust it. I'm ready for it. Hopefully, we got a lot more weeks of football left. Comment down below how y'all feel about this video. Comment down below your answer to my question. It's your boy Will. I'm out. Peace.